What if the very place we consider a sanctuary for divine protection turns out to be haunted? Today, we bring you the chilling story of Borley Church in England, a place shrouded in mystery and paranormal activities for centuries. This church is not just a site of worship, but a hotspot for ghostly occurrences that have left investigators and visitors trembling. The story dates back to the 14th century, when Borley Church was an active center of religious devotion. Among the nuns who lived there was one who stood apart, her life intertwined with that of a monk from another community. Their forbidden love was discovered, and the consequences were severe. The monk was sentenced to death, while the nun met a fate worse than death. She was bricked alive within the walls of the church. After this horrific event, the area became eerily quiet, but soon strange things began to happen. Everyone involved in the nun's punishment faced tragic ends within a few years. The head priest's house was mysteriously burned to ashes, leaving behind nothing but speculation and fear. Years later, a new rectory was built on the grounds, where Reverend Henry and his 14 children moved in. From the very first day, the family experienced unexplainable phenomena: footsteps echoing in empty halls, disembodied voices, and shadowy figures. One particularly terrifying incident involved children stumbling into a dark room where they saw a shadowy figure dressed as a nun with no feet. The children were paralyzed with fear, and when they described the apparition to Reverend Henry, he dismissed it as imagination. But the sightings didn't stop. For decades, residents of the rectory reported seeing a ghostly nun wandering the grounds. Even Henry's successors experienced the same chilling encounters. One day, the wife of Reverend Smith, who later moved into the rectory, found a human skull while cleaning the house. From that moment, the paranormal activity escalated. Footsteps, laughter, and cries echoed through the rectory night after night. The family eventually reached out to a famous paranormal investigator, Harry Price. Using his tools, Harry tried to contact the spirit. To his shock, the nun communicated through writings on mirrors, leaving behind cryptic messages about her tragic past. Despite uncovering her skeleton and trying to lay her spirit to rest, the hauntings didn't stop. In 1939, a devastating fire destroyed the rectory, but even that didn't end the nun's torment. Her spirit began haunting the church itself, terrifying anyone who dared to visit after dark. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, known for their work on famous cases like The Conjuring, visited Borley Church in 1979. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, felt an immediate connection to the spirit. She described seeing the nun's shadow staring at her, and despite their experience with countless haunted cases, the Warrens admitted that Borley Church was one of the most terrifying encounters of their lives. Even after leaving the church, Lorraine reported seeing the nun's shadow in her own home. It was only through a powerful exorcism that she managed to free herself from the entity's grasp. To this day, Borley Church remains one of England's most haunted locations. Visitors and investigators alike have reported seeing the ghostly nun wandering the ruins, her restless spirit unable to find peace. Perhaps she still waits, hoping someone will hear her story and finally bring her the justice she was denied centuries ago. This was the haunting tale of Borley Church, a place where the line between the divine and the damned blurs. Thank you for listening.